Okay, let's get into this. We have some really interesting source material today.
Mhm.
It's an article by K.R. Npidia, dated June 14th, 2025. The title is 2026 Suzuki GSX-8T, The Ultimate Touring Adventure Awaits.
Right. Sounds processing.
Yeah, so our mission here is to kind of unpack that claim. What does this article actually say makes this new Suzuki special for, touring and adventure riders?
Basically, yeah. Cutting through the marketing buzzwords.
Exactly. We want to see what the source tells us about how it balances tech, looks, performance, and crucially, comfort.
And the article's core idea right off the bat is that this GSX-8T is for riders who want adventure, sure, but they're not willing to sacrifice comfort to get it.
Like long-haul comfort.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It's positioned as this blend of, modern tech, sleek looks, and solid performance aimed squarely at that touring crowd.
Okay, so let's start with the design. The source talks about this mix. Sporty looks, but also practical touring stuff.
Yeah, it's not just trying to look fast. The article actually dives into the aerodynamics quite a bit.
Oh, really?
Well, it mentions sleek fairings, wind-cheating contours, that kind of language. But the point it makes is that this isn't just for looks, it's engineered to reduce drag.
Which helps with what? Stability? Fuel?
Both. Definitely stability at speed, which is key on a motorway, and better fuel efficiency. Plus, less wind noise, a smoother ride overall. Big pluses for long days.
Makes sense. And the adjustable windshield fits into that comfort picture too, right? Customizing airflow.
Exactly. The source highlights that benefit adapting to conditions, your height, whatever. It implies it's practical, though maybe not detailing how easy it is to adjust on the move. Still, the focus is there.
Right. And visibility. LEDs all around.
Yep. Full LED system, sharp headlights, integrated taillight, DRLs, daytime running lights. Looks modern, sure, but mostly it's about being seen. Safety aspect.
Crucial. Okay, what about storage? You can't tour without luggage?
The article makes a big deal of the integrated luggage system. Sleek, lockable, hard panniers.
Integrated, meaning they don't look like an afterthought.
That's the idea, yeah. Designed to flow with the bike's lines. Apparently ample space, and you can get optional top cases too if you need, maximum capacity.
Good. And rider comfort. Ergonomics.
Described as rider-centric. Balanced seating, kinda sporty, but still relaxed enough for distance. Handlebars, foot pegs, seat. All designed to cut fatigue.
Maintain control over long hours.
Exactly. That rider triangle is key. Not too aggressive, not too lazy boy upright. Trying to find that sweet spot. Oh, and customizable finishes, colors too. Little personal touch.
So, connecting this back, if you're looking at this bike, the source paints a picture where the design isn't just skin deep. It's about making the long haul comfortable and practical, from wind protection to packing your gear.
Pretty much sums it up. It looks the part, but it's built for the job.
Okay, let's dig into the engine, the heart of the beast. Source says 776cc parallel twin, liquid-cooled DOHC.
Correct. And it gives numbers, around 85 horsepower at 8,500 RPM, and about 70 newton meters or 51 pound-feet of torque at 6,800 RPM.
So decent numbers, but what's the takeaway?
The source emphasizes the balance. It's not just peak power. It's about having good, usable torque down low for pulling away loaded, slower stuff, but still having excitement higher up the rev range.
And the ride feel. Smooth, responsive.
That's what the article claims. Linear power, intuitive throttle. Makes it sound quite user-friendly, regardless of your skill level.
Easy to manage.
Yeah. And that mid-range torque is highlighted for effortless cruising, less gear shifting, but still got punch when you want it.
Gotcha. It's got a 6-speed gearbox, optimized ratios, and this Suzuki assistant slipper clutch. What's that do?
That's a nice feature. 2 parts. The assist bit means the clutch lever is lighter to pull. Big help in traffic or just over a long day.
Less fatigue.
Right. And the slipper part, that helps stop the rear wheel from hopping or locking up if you're, say, a bit too aggressive with downshifts, especially going into a corner. Add stability, confidence.
Okay, that sounds genuinely useful. Then there are other riding modes. Tour, Sport, Rain, Custom.
Yeah, standard stuff on many bikes now, but important. According to the source, they really changed the bike's character. Tour is for comfort, fuel saving. Sport sharpens things up, throttle, engine braking.
Are engaging?
Exactly. Rain softens power delivery, bumps up the traction control intervention for slippery roads. And Custom. Well, that lets you mix and match. Power level, traction control, ABS sensitivity.
So you can really dial it in.
Adds a lot of versatility, makes it adaptable. The source also mentions the exhaust note refined, deep growl, but not obnoxious. Sporty, but not antisocial.
Okay, so for your ride, this engine package sounds like it's designed to be capable but also manageable. Adaptable power, smooth delivery, features like the slipper clutch, making it easier and safer to handle.
That seems to be the message, yeah. Power you can actually use comfortably.
All right, shifting gears. Let's talk tech. The article suggests it's pretty loaded. Safety, convenience, connectivity.
It's definitely a focus. Starts with the dash, a 5-inch full-color TFT display.
Nice. Clear, customizable.
That's the description. Shows all the essentials: speed, revs, gear, fuel, navigation prompts too. And importantly, it connects to your smartphone via Bluetooth.
Ah, so app integration. What can you actually do with that connection, according to the source?
Well, it mentions real-time diagnostics like checking engine health, maybe tire pressures, tracking ride stats in there too, and getting things like weather or traffic updates onto the screen. Kind of useful for planning on the move.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. What about rider aids? Safety tech.
Big focus here. Traction control system, or TCS, pretty standard but essential for preventing wheel spin on wet or loose stuff. Then there's cornering ABS. This is a bit more advanced. It means the ABS works properly even when you're leaned over in a turn. Huge confidence booster, that.
Definitely. Anything else?
Optional adaptive cruise control is mentioned. Uses radar, apparently, to keep a set distance from the car ahead on the highway. Could really reduce fatigue on long motorway slogs.
Like in higher-end cars?
Kind of, yeah. And hill hold control stops you rolling back on inclines when you're setting off. Nice little touch.
And more lighting tech. Adaptive cornering lights.
Correct. The source says these adjust based on your lean angle, so they light up into the corner, not just straight ahead. Big help for night riding on twisty roads.
Okay, that's pretty smart. What about tech focused purely on comfort?
Heated grips and seats are mentioned standard on higher trims, it seems. Game changer in the cold. And an electronically adjustable windshield.
Push-button adjustment. While riding?
That's the implication. Fine-tuning airflow without stopping. Plus, USB charging ports, which are pretty much essential these days for phones. GPS.
True. Keyless ignition, too.
Yep. Convenience and a bit of security with a proximity fob. And one more future-facing thing. Over-the-air software updates, OTA updates.
Meaning no dealer visit for software tweaks.
Potentially, yeah. For new features or performance optimizations down the line. Keeps the bike current.
Okay, wow. So if we connect all that tech back to you, the rider, the article is painting a picture of a bike that's not just smart, but actively working to make your ride safer, way more comfortable, connected, and just easier, especially on those long, demanding journeys.
That's a fair summary of what the source suggests, yes. It's leveraging tech for the touring experience.
So let's double down on that comfort and practicality, because the source really hammers this home for the touring aspect, right?
Absolutely. It comes back to the ergonomics again, that wide, plush, stepped seat for rider and passenger. Adjustable pegs and bars mentioned again, too.
And passenger grab handles, you said?
Secure ones, yeah. Important for two-up touring. And they mentioned the electronically adjustable windshield again, emphasizing how key it is for dialing in comfort.
Repetition for emphasis. Storage gets another look, too. Panniers, top case, under-seat space.
Really driving home that this bike is built to carry your stuff. Then there's fuel efficiency. The source links the engine and aero design to good economy and range.
Fewer fuel stops. Always good.
Lets you cover more ground, right? And the suspension described as premium. Inverted forks up front, preload adjustable shock at the back.
Designed to soak up bumps well. Handle different roads.
That's the idea. Smooth ride, stable handling, whether you're on perfect tarmac or, slightly rougher back roads. And it's fully adjustable, so you can tweak it for carrying a passenger or full luggage.
Makes sense. Handling is described as easy, too, despite the size.
Yeah, wide bars, balanced weight distribution, meant to make it manageable at low speeds. Parking lots, campsites, that sort of thing.
Climate control comes up again. Heated bits, ventilation.
Heated grips and seats on some trims, yes. And ventilated fairings to help manage engine heat on warmer days. Another comfort layer.
And finally, maintenance. Anything there?
Ease of maintenance is highlighted. Tool-free access for some basic checks like air filter, oil filler. Long service intervals noted too. The idea seems to be spend more time riding, less time wrenching.
Okay, so bringing this focus back to you, the rider thinking about touring. The source suggests that every detail here is geared towards making long hours feel good, reducing hassle, and making it genuinely practical to pack up and go.
That's the consistent theme running through the article, definitely.
Right, so let's try and pull it all together. The source mentions some FAQs near the end, right? Does it explicitly say, yes, this is good for long-distance touring?
It confirms that, yeah. Based on all those features we just discussed, the seat, the storage, wind protection, heating options, it concludes it's well-suited.
But what about off-road? Is it an adventure bike in that sense?
It clarifies that, suitable for light unpaved roads, gravel tracks, that sort of thing, but not designed for hardcore off-roading like a dedicated adventure bike with long suspension travel. Think forest service roads, not technical single track.
Okay, so manage expectations there. Is it beginner-friendly?
The source says yes. Points to the smooth power, that assist and slipper clutch making things easier, and the riding modes allowing you to sort of dial things back if needed.
Makes it less intimidating. Can you customize it? Add bits.
Definitely. Suzuki will offer official accessories, luggage, protection parts, maybe some performance bits so you can tailor it further.
And how does it compare? Where does the source see it fitting in the market?
It suggests it's trying to hit a sweet spot. Performance-wise, maybe a step up from some basic tourers. Tech-wise, aiming high, offering features like the TFT, connectivity, maybe even that adaptive cruise that you might see on more premium, expensive bikes.
So balancing features and price.
That seems to be the angle, offering a lot of the premium touring experience, potentially without the absolute top-tier price tag. Competitive in the mid-range segment.
Any hints on timing or actual price?
Expected late 2025 or early 2026, according to the source, positioned in that mid-range touring category price-wise. But, gotta wait for official announcements for exact figures. So yeah, the ambition described is packing a lot of value, comfort, tech, capability into that mid-range space.
Okay, so wrapping this up. Looking at everything from this source, the design choices, that adaptable engine, the sheer amount of tech, the focus on comfort and practicality, the 2026 Suzuki GSX 8T, as described here, really does seem engineered to meet that brief, adventure-ready touring without major compromises.
It's a pretty clear picture of integration using tech not just for speed, but for safety, convenience, ride quality over distance.
Yeah, it feels like it strikes this compelling balance.
Yeah.
User-friendly, feature-packed for the price maybe, and genuinely built for those long exploratory rides.
And what's interesting is how a source like this lets us see the why behind the features, the intention. It gives us a solid idea of Suzuki's vision for this bike. Comfortable, capable, connected, ready for a big trip.
Which brings us to a final thought, something for you to chew on. As bikes like this get more and more technologically integrated, balancing performance, comfort, smart features, what aspects do you think are becoming